Okay, the TSR Subramaniam is with us tonight from Delhi. Madhu Goud Yaskhi of the Congress is sitting with Vishweshar Reddy of the TRS from our studios in Hyderabad, Shailesh Gandhi in Mumbai, Bejon Misra in Delhi. We were to be joined by Dr Alladi Rajkumar of the TDP. I'm told he's pulling out at the last minute. But we are expecting Narayana, Minister for Municipal Administration and Urban Planning and Development of Andhra Pradesh, who should be joining us, hopefully in the next 3 or 4 minutes, because this is the habit what many politicians have. The moment things get difficult for them and the moment they have to face tough questions, TSR Subramaniam, they look the other way. So I'm placing on record, one TDP member has walked out of the debate before it started. We are expecting a minister to come in. We are trying to line up with another minister. But what is the bigger question that needs to be asked here, TSR Subramaniam? The bigger question is, did Chandrababu Naidu's presence lead to the death of 29 people directly or indirectly at Rajahmundry that day?
Arnab, I will not be able to say directly. I do not know the facts of this case. But you remember in Kumbakonam, a couple of decades back, Jaya and her people, much the same thing happened. The same thing has happened in so many other places in India. Directly, I will not be able to answer. Clearly, indirectly, it is an important major factor. This is number one. Number two, you know, these Nahans were inaugurated by our rishis and munis 5,000 years back.
That's right.
We don't need a political leader. This is far beyond politics to come inaugurate it. It is not as if a chief minister has discovered the snan here.
Yeah.
These are our traditions here.
Yeah.
Thirdly, it is a function for the common man to wash his sins off.
True.
And the politician's sins will not be washed this way. It can be washed only on the political arena. It can't be washed on the Ganga or the Godavari.
True.
And lastly, I think...
So what action will be taken against Chandrababu Naidu? Sir, what happens is we have a very strange situation, Mr. TSR Subramaniam. We have a situation where the person who will be investigating whether there should be a case against Chandrababu Naidu, Shailesh Gandhi, will be Chandrababu Naidu himself. If his police says no case is to be filed, no case is to be filed. If his district collector is so scared, those pictures of his district collector running away from the Times Now camera, Mr. Shailesh Gandhi, are because his district collector is scared that he ever wrote a report in which he said that Chandrababu Naidu's presence led willy-nilly to the accumulation of a lot of people in that area, leading to the chaos or the stampede in an indirect way. That district collector is so scared, he sees our reporter and he starts running away, Shailesh Gandhi. So what justice can anyone expect here? Beyond compensation.
I think our eyes become moist when we think of 29 people dead. If Chandrababu Naidu has any sense of decency, I think he should step down unless he's completely killed his conscience. How can you not realize that doing something like this, you are creating a stampede and you are not necessarily there? And from what I understand, there is a VIP ghat specially made for VIPs.
That's true.
Despite that, he comes to the most popular ghat, ensures that people cannot come, and one of his...
With a film crew in tow.
With a film crew and one of his...
And all the other VVIPs standing there getting a special darshan.
And one of his ministers say that this is not because of Chandrababu Naidu. Because of pressure from behind people died. What nonsense is this? You stop people from going into a snan. You affect people's faith. And then you don't even have the decency to say, I will resign, I made a mistake. That's the least that should happen, I think.
Therefore, now I have with us right now Mr. Palle Raghunatha Reddy. He is the Minister of the Andhra government, the Minister for Information. Mr. Raghunatha Reddy, are you there?
Sir.
Mr. Palle Reddy,
sir, I have this, sir.
You know what has happened there. Some of our panelists believe your Chief Minister is directly responsible. Yesterday, on the News Hour, your party representative said that this collector's report, which directly links the Chief Minister's presence, right, does not exist. He said there is no such report. But Mr. Arun Kumar, the district collector, has not denied it. He submitted a report to his Chief Secretary. So my question to you is, if this document is fake, then what explains the fact that this document has been quoted across the entire media, first of all? Second, what explains the designation of the person in whose name the letter is being sent at the bottom right of the letter? What explains the signature of the district revenue officer with the date 15/7/15 at the bottom of the letter? Please answer, sir. I have the signature of the revenue officer as well. Signed letter.
Sir, once again you can ask me, sir.
So I am asking you a simple question. I have a report with me, sir. I have a report with me, Mr. Alladi Reddy. That report,
What is the report, sir?
The report is a report of the district collector. And in that report, the district collector has clearly said that while the chief minister was taking the first holy dip at the Godavari called the Dakshin Ganga at 6:26 a.m., there were thousands of pilgrims who were waiting. Heavy influx of pilgrims was increasing. There was this crowd became unmanageable. They tried to move in various directions. Police could not control the situation because this location where the chief minister was a pivotal location from where crowd was coming from all directions, and this is what led to the stampede. You understand, sir? So there is a direct link between the stampede in which 29 people died and the presence of your chief minister at the place. So now I want your reactions on it, because many people believe the chief minister is directly responsible in a way for what happened. Yes, please.
Sir, unimaginable strength came there, sir. Unimaginable strength, unexpected strength came there.
Unexpected number of people came there. Okay.
Well, the CM is not responsible. If the
No, 1 second. Okay, continue. Make your point.
The CM is not responsible.
No.
Okay. So
If the district administration, if the officers could have done in a good way, it will not lead to this complication or this problem.
you blame the officers. What are the officers expected to do? I'm sorry. What are the officers? No, 1 second. No, 1 minute. Mr. Minister. Mr. Alladi Reddy, 1 minute. We have with us right now. We also have with us Madhu Goud Yaskhi of the Congress Party and Vishweshar Reddy of the TRS. They are joining us from Hyderabad. Are you both there, gentlemen? 1 second.
All the officers.
Sir, 1 minute. This is the problem in our country, Mr. Reddy. The chief minister goes there. Sir, let me explain to you what happened, sir. Sir, listen.
All the officers, if they have done in a regular manner, or if they controlled, it would have not been happened.
Okay.
I am thinking that all the police officers,
Sir, you tell me.
at that time,
Mr. Reddy.
they also...
Mr. Reddy,
Raghunath Reddy garu.
Mr. Alladi Reddy, can you hear me? Can you give me a minute?
Arnab,
I'll ask you one question. I'm coming to you, Madhu Yaskhi God. Sir, be logical. Be logical with me tonight. Be logical with me, Mr. Raghunath Reddy, with me tonight.
Sir,
My question to you is very simple, right?
Sir.
You are blaming the officers. What will the officers do? The chief minister.
Definitely,
Sir, one minute, sir, please hear me. Sir,
they have to manage, they have to regularize, they have to understand the problem, they have to attend.
So the officers.
How can a leader can control, sir?
Sir, this is not right, Mr. Raghunath Reddy.
Who does the officers report to?
Mr. Raghunath Reddy. Mr. Reddy.
To do all these things.
Mr. Reddy, now listen to me. Mr. Reddy. Mr. Reddy, first point. Mr. Reddy, will you hear me? Will you hear me for a minute? Now listen to me. Listen to me. Mr. Reddy, there are eyewitness accounts which tell us that the gates were closed when the chief minister took a dip. Okay? So the gates were closed. There were thousands of people outside. For the last 2 days, they are waiting. And the police is told block the gates. The pictures I have with me now, I want to show pictures of Chandrababu Naidu coming for the dip. You will see that there are security men around him. So the whole place is closed off. While the chief minister goes in with his VVIP entourage, people become restless outside while the chief minister comes from the holy dip. And then there is a documentary filmmaker. Please don't stop me. There's a documentary filmmaker at the spot. There are thousands of security persons at the spot, all of them attending to Chandrababu Naidu, while outside people are waiting and becoming restless. This is also the pivotal point where people from all the ghats are congregating because the railway station is close to that area. People become restless. So by the time, 1 minute, sir, for 2 hours you keep the people waiting, that is the situation which leads to a stampede. It's all there in pictures. You are now saying it's the policemen and the bureaucrats responsible. What are they supposed to do when their whole attention is not on managing the people, but on managing the chief minister? Who told the chief minister to come there? For a publicity gimmick, for 2 hours he went there, and you don't have the decency to come and at least apologize for the 29 people who died as a result of this incident. 1 second now, please, sir. I want Madhu Goud Yaskhi to come in along with Mr. Vishweshar Reddy of the TRS from Hyderabad. Madhu Goud Yaskhi, please. Madhu Goud Yaskhi, please. Mr. Raghunath Reddy, listen to Madhu Goud Yaskhi.
Sorry, actually, I was
please listen to this.
I was the real
Mr. Reddy, listen to this first.
Mr. Madhu Goud Yaskhi.
This is a man-made and one man, that is Chandrababu Naidu, made this tragedy. Mr. Reddy, can you answer? Before Mr. Babu left to Japan, he did a review meeting, he scolded officers, and the arrangements were not in good shape. You spent 1,600 crores, you advertised people to come in for this Pushkaras, and now you are blaming people to come in over there. There are 3 people made in charge: Parakala Prabhakar, chairman of this event, and one Mr. Animal Ramakrishnadu and Minister Narayana. The 3 were in charge for this Pushkaras. Instead of making people, these 3 ministers, to stay there and look after the arrangements, you've taken them to Japan. Now you come back, you spent, instead of going to the Saraswati Ghat meant for VVIPs, for Chief Minister, Minister, judges, you went to the Pushkara Ghat where meant for the common people. And you Chief Minister spent more than 2.5 hours. Arnab, there is a picture today published by this film director, Mr. Srinivas, I think, Vaitla Srinu. You took the film crowd to film a telefilm and you spent 2.5 hours. Mr. Babu, under Z category, you cordon off 1 hour before even anyone come in there where he is staying there. It is, Mr. Arnab, in 2003, the combined state of Andhra Pradesh spent 26 crores. Now they spent two states together over 2,000 crores. And after making all this money, spending all this money, there is a report given on 5th and 6th of July by the opposition party leader. These are the shortcomings. These are the traffic signals not there, proper arrangements were not made. Look after this. In spite of warnings, your own Chief Minister's review, you have not made in charge endowments minister in charge of this event. Everything you want to take a credit. Now you instead begin with apologizing to the people for this tragedy, shamelessly defending that Chief Minister is not responsible and making an innocent officer responsible for this. We demand, and country demands, Mr. Reddy be sensitive to the event. There are more than 29 people have died, and Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu has a crazy for his publicity. You want to take a credit for organizing the event, but you're not taking a credit for responsibility for innocent people dying.
Is it true that this craze for publicity, exactly, that's the point tonight. And before I go to Vishweshar Reddy, I'd like to get Bejon Misra into this. You have a Chief Minister who's so interested in publicity that my information is that there was an attempt to film this entire event in all its dimensions by the National Geographic. A 45-minute documentary was being prepared which would be telecast worldwide, and I do not know whether this crew was at the site or not, or whether it was some other crew. But the point is this: what is more important? A, the presence of the Chief Minister; B, the presence of a film crew; C, publicity for the Chief Minister; or the lives of the ordinary person, the ordinary devotee. Now my question, Bejon Misra, is why on earth does the Chief Minister have to be the first person to take a dip in an inaugural day of a festival which comes once in every 12 years, Bejon Misra? That's my question. This is the limit of VVIP racism, Bejon Misra.
Absolutely right, Arnab. What we don't understand is all these resources which they get from us, this is not meant for such kind of publicity and promotion of individuals. Instead, it needs to be spent in terms of giving good messages to the devotees, in terms of how they should come, where they should be made a queue, how they should manage themselves, instead of using that money, in an efficient way to manage the crowd, to allow them to have a nice dip in a comfortable manner. They use all this money for their self-publicity. This is a shame, I tell you. Arnab, I really congratulate your team for taking up this cause, because we have to stop this now. You see, all these places of worship, we all know, are either managed by the government or by a trust. An immediate law should come into force in our country that none of these public places meant for public worship should be used by VIPs and there should be any kind of a discrimination.
In this case,
All
Mr.
these
Raghunath
places
Reddy.
of worship,
No, in this case,
we have to make sure.
In this case, Mr. Raghunath Reddy, let everybody speak and then you can come in. I'll allow you to come in. In this case, Mr. Raghunath Reddy, I look at those pictures once again. The pictures tell me that people can be seen waiting at a distance in very huge numbers while the Chief Minister and his VVIP entourage take the dip, effectively converting a public ghat into a second VVIP ghat. You tell me, there are huge crowds outside, Mr. Raghunath Reddy, and a public ghat becomes a VVIP ghat and there is a second VVIP ghat. Why do stampedes happen, Mr. Reddy?
Both the persons, sir.
I'm listening to you.
Sir, I differ with both the persons, sir. Chandrababu Naidu is a statesman, not a politician. He doesn't want any publicity more. Already he has enough publicity, not only in the state,
Why the film
but also
crew?
in the world also.
Mr. Reddy, why the film
There is
crew
no
is
necessity
there?
for him
One second,
to
Madhu
get
Goud Yaskhi,
cheap
counter.
publicity.
There.
Cheap publicity.
Why did he have to go to that
But,
ghat?
sir,
Why?
Why did he have to go to that ghat where the public were going?
Let this
I was
minister remind
literally.
what happened
Why
to
did he
Mr.
go
Reddy.
there?
I have seen the situation.
Why
I
did you
observed
take the
everything.
film
Why did he
director
allow
there?
the crowd to go
Why
there?
were you shooting? Arnab, this is, ask your cameraman to focus this
if the officers
picture.
are alert,
Arnab,
it
ask
would
your
have not
cameraman to
even
focus
happened.
this picture, please. Let this minister answer this. Show this
Sir?
picture. Chief Chandrababu Naidu and his wife, there is a film director shooting shooting there.
Sir,
Why this film crew
to worship God there?
right after the taking bath?
Why do you have...
Ask your cameraman to
Why did he
focus
have
this
to be in the
picture.
first?
No,
Mr. Reddy, see this picture.
Why
Be
hold the crowd?
shameful. Be responsible.
yes, sir,
Why
yes,
Chief
first
Minister
is Andhra Pradesh.
taken the crew with him?
Please
Why
explain.
this film director with him? After you have taken bath and left. This is a religious function. A Swamiji should have inaugurated, and if Chief Minister wanted,
Sir,
just
you are
take
taking
dip
one
and
way
leave.
only. You are not hearing me.
What do you mean one way?
My
Sir,
question...
This is
literally
Chief
I'm there.
Minister. Remember
I was
Arnab
at that time.
2611?
I have seen everything. I have observed also.
What happened? The film crew went up
He
to this
shouldn't have done
level.
that.
Chandrababu Naidu must take
He did a wrong
responsibility.
thing.
No, question is, Mr. Raghunath Reddy,
Yes.
why
Sir,
does the... Mr.
sir,
Raghunath Reddy...
taking bath at Pushkar is a crime.
Yes.
As people he can take it.
No,
Mr. Reddy, one second. One second, Bejon Misra. Bejon Misra, 1 minute. Bejon Misra, let me ask you one question. Tell me one thing. You have a matter of faith. Is Chandrababu Naidu the first?
He is not the responsibility of officers to shift them to other guts. Other persons are there.
Are you going to listen to me? Please tell me. You answer just one question today. Why does the Chief Minister? Why does the Chief Minister have to be the first person to take a first dip on a first day? What is this first day, first show kind of attitude? Once in 12 years this incident happens.
Exactly.
Thousands and thousands of people have thronged at the location, waiting impatiently. Does Chandrababu Naidu not know what will happen if a VVIP lands up there and blocks people from going for a dip? Does Chandrababu Naidu not know how many stampedes have happened at Kumbh Melas and other such events in the past? So what Chandrababu Naidu is doing, if he is not ignorant, is that he is knowingly risking human lives.
No, you are
and by the way, why do you have to carry a film crew when you go to take a holy dip?
Arnab.
Why do you have to take a film crew when you're going to take a holy dip? Tell me. Why do you have to take a film crew with you? When you know people are waiting?
Sir,
And who?
No, sir, you answer.
Number of questions. Let me answer.
Okay, let him answer the question. Go ahead.
Sir, let me answer all the questions that you
Doesn't
are
the
posing.
police and the administration report to him?
Number one, sir, in order to motivate all the 5 crore persons as responsible citizen of Andhra Pradesh, the first citizen of Andhra Pradesh, they have taken part there.
To motivate
Is it
people,
right?
you
Is
are
it
saying
right, sir?
you are
If the-
saying
if the crowd is
Shailesh
there,
Gandhi,
he
this
is not the
is the biggest joke. This is the problem. This is the problem in our country. Our problem in our country is the Chief Minister says Vishweshar Reddy,
He's not a religious
Vishweshar
leader.
Reddy of the
He's not a
TRS.
religious leader. He's not required there.
Police officers,
This is shame.
or district administration.
No, this is.
He's not a religious leader. He's not required there.
Arnab.
No. Watch it.
Arnab, this VIP culture has to
So many
definitely
hundreds of
stop.
crowds are there.
Arnab,
The crowd is there.
Vishweshar Reddy is
the
counted.
VIP culture definitely has to stop.
Officers
And
are sent there.
Arnab, let me tell you something.
Yeah, go ahead. Vishweshar
The
Reddy.
VIP culture has to stop.
Occupation.
Vishweshar
Sir,
Reddy.
you are attributing only, you are hearing
The-
only, you are seeing the
Yes,
picture
sir.
only. Actually, I am there
Sir.
literally. So I am telling.
One second, sir. I'm very much
Sir,
aware of what has happened. By
Sir, the
way.
need for media,
Yeah. Go ahead.
sir, the need for media has become an occupational hazard or a professional hazard for all politicians, sir. So we have to be extra careful. This event is a very spiritual event, and it's somebody going to Pushkar is very spiritual and personal. But converting it to the media is unfortunate, media event, and there's no need to go into the public. Not only I need media coverage, but I have to be shown as a person moving with the public. I'm a people's person. And I think that is where the problem is. In most countries,
and the
Even
cost of
without
lives
people,
of
the heads of
also
state
media coverage.
have to listen to the security. Here is the other way. The security and the
then
police
now-
heads have to listen to the
Arnab,
heads
now
of
they're
state.
blaming the
And
administration.
I think they need the freedom.
Definitely.
Yeah.
It is not the responsibility of
You have to allow the administration and the police to function.
We
You
have
cannot
completely
supersede them.
allowed. We have completely allowed and we have
The
given powers
police
of
and the
them.
administration reports to the chief minister.
No, the minister has to answer
The
us
other
tonight.
thing,
How
Arnab,
can you?
Can I, Mr. Vishweshwar Reddy, just ask
How
a
can
few
you say
questions?
that the Chief Minister is not responsible?
Bejon Misra, I want to ask a few questions to the Minister from the TDP tonight. Sir, please tell me. My information is, and please just answer the questions. My information is P. Narayana, the Municipal Administration Minister, N. Chinna Rajappa, Deputy Chief Minister, Pratipati Ulla Rao, Agriculture Minister, Devineni Uma, Irrigation Minister, Lokesh Naidu, Chandrababu Naidu's son, Ravela Krishna Kishore Babu, Social Welfare Minister, and Kamineni Srinivas Rao, Human Resource Development Minister, were all there who were taking the dip. Now tell me, you were having a cabinet meeting out there. All
Yes.
these ministers, one minute,
Absolutely.
all these
No,
ministers,
ridiculous.
no, this is ridiculous. And with how the entire cabinet lands up there and they block the ghat. Listen to this, ladies and gentlemen. The entire cabinet lands up there. All the security personnel at the area are all diverted to take care of these people. And outside, the milling crowds become unmanageable. There is a stampede and 29 people have died.
First day there is
29 people were crushed to death. I am horrified at what
So they have
happened,
taken buses.
and I am also surprised that large parts of the media have ignored what has happened here in Rajahmundry. I do want an answer tonight to what has happened, and I think we deserve an answer, don't we, Shailesh Gandhi?
Absolutely.
We are getting so many calls right now into our newsroom with people who are so angry about what happened. Shailesh Gandhi.
I genuinely believe these people have no sense of conscience left, no sense of shame left. If they had some shame, some conscience, they would say they've made a mistake at the very least. And I genuinely believe that the Chief Minister should resign and say that he is sorry, he's made a blunder. He's made an absolute blunder. And this minister saying that the officers are to blame is the height of shamelessness.
Yeah.
so insensitive. He's not even
I know.
apologizing.
I mean, they just don't want to hold responsibility.
I'm
They take such fat salaries, they take such amenities, they have such a lot of privileges, and now when the chips are down, they don't want to take responsibility.
I now am joined. I
What
am
is this
joined.
rubbish going on?
I am joined now on the program by P. Narayana. He is the Minister for Municipal Administration. Minister for Municipal Administration and Urban Planning and Development of the state of Andhra Pradesh. Mr. P. Narayana, can you hear me, sir?
He was one of the in-charge member, 3 members committee. for
Let me speak to him. One second. Mr. Narayana, are you there, sir?
Sir, record karna, sir.
Mr. Narayana, can you hear me, sir?
Hello?
Mr. Narayana, this is Arnab Goswami here. Can you hear me?
Now I am hearing.
Thank you. Mr. Narayana,
Yes,
why did
yes.
you decide to take
Tell me.
why did you decide along with the Chief Minister to take a early morning dip before the rest of the people could come at the Pushkar Ghat leading to the stampede?
Very sorry, I didn't take bath at so far dip. So far I didn't take so far the dip because I am on the maintenance duty. On that day I didn't take, so far I didn't take the dip. I decided to take the dip on the last day.
What about
So
your
that is
chief
why I
minister?
didn't-
Is it true that your
Because
chief
our
minister
municipal
took a
minister-
dip? Is it
our
true
chi-
that your chief minister
our
took a
municipal
dip
minister-
at 6:26 a.m. at Pushkar Ghat, which is also confirmed by the collector's letter? Did the chief minister take a dip at 6:26 a.m. and not any other time? Because that was seen to be the auspicious time for the chief minister. Is this true or false?
Yes, generally for any festivals or any programs like this, for example, if you take Tirumala, in Tirumala Brahmotsavasam, CM will take the Vastrams.
Why?
Like that for any
Why?
festivals like that, all these things.
What kind of, no, where is it written? Why? Where is it written?
Why it should change?
Yeah, okay,
Practice
TSR
should
Subramaniam
change.
is countering you. Yeah, TSR.
Practice should change now. Number one, we will not get a good inquiry from Andhra, get an inquiry from outside. Number two. Number three, there must be now a national directive that for all snans and major religious occasions, no VVIP should go to those places, whatever. If one is found and tragedy takes place, ipso facto, it will be assumed that responsible for the tragedy. In this particular case, whether it is directly or not, clearly, indirectly, his presence has been the most important, significant, proximate cause for the accident. I don't think there can be any doubt about it. We'll have to see if the inquiry establishes this or not. I think this is going to be a trigger point to ensure that all temples, practices should change. We cannot have in snans, we have snans in about 300 places, at all, from Kumbh to Ardha Kumbh to all over. Everywhere, this kind of a practice of allowing people to block, etc., should stop. This has to be a turning point.
Mr. Narayana.
We cannot have 300 people dying every year.
Mr. Narayana.
People are dying every year.
Mr. Narayana.
Not just limited to religious.
Tell me.
It's not just limited to temples, all public gatherings, including sporting events and festivities.
Yes.
Agreed. Now, Mr. Minister,
not just limited
Mr.
to-
Narayana, Mr. P. Narayana, my next question to you is this.
Religious
It is quite clear, isn't it now, that had the Chief
Actually,
Minister...
in Andhra Pradesh,
Mr. Narayana, listen to me, please. My question to you is it not clear to you, Mr. Narayana, that had Mr. Chandrababu Naidu and the rest of the ministers not blocked off the Pushkar Ashram, Pushkar Ghat, people would not have died?
280 ghats are there in East Godavari and West Godavari. Out of that, actually, one VIP ghat is there. For regular VIP ghat is, we demarket that one. But this Pushkara ghat is actually there. Actually, Harti will be performed daily. That is why actually we decided to perform the dip by our CM in that place. Otherwise it is nothing. Only because Aarti...
You know, I find, Mr. Narayana, I request you to listen to me now. If it is not too much of a problem for you, I need to ask you a couple of questions. Mr. Narayana, please on the screen with me, and I am asking you a few questions. Mr. Narayana, you will have to listen first to what I say and then you can answer. My question to you, Mr. Narayana, is this, and this is, please don't speak non-stop. Listen to the question, sir.
That is why we gave that one.
Listen to the question. The question to you is simple. People have died because of what your Chief Minister has done. If you block a place and you stop people from moving, you create a chaotic situation and a stampede happens. Is it not clear to you that had you not blocked off one more ghat in the way that you did, the stampede would not have happened? People have died in the stampede. Now, I am asking you, what is your responsibility? What is your responsibility for the death of 29 people?
Actually, because of the time fixed by the people, by 6:26, because of 26 to 6:26, everybody prepared to dip at that same time. That is why actually crowd multiplied 4 or 5 times.
So
that is why
exactly. So 6:26. Mr. Minister, thank you for saying that, because what this proves is my worry, which I had been told quite clearly. I was told that Mr. Vishweshar Rao, may I please, Mr. Rao, 1 minute, please. We don't want to speak over each other. Now, Mr. Minister, listen to me, Mr. Narayana. What you have said on television is a confession statement. You have said that 6:26 was an auspicious time, which is why at 6:26 the Chief Minister came and he performed his dip and everybody else was stopped. It is quite clear, therefore, from your own statements on Newshour tonight that the Chief Minister is responsible directly for the stampede. Now that it is proven that the Chief Minister is responsible for the stampede, what action do you think should be taken against the Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh?
That is why actually now we took all measures to take. That is why in the last...
Sir, 29 people have died. Don't tell me about measures now. 29 people died because of the VVIP racism at the ghat. Now tell me, 29 people have died because VVIPs wanted to take the first dip. You tell me what action should be taken against all these people, including the ministers and the chief minister.
That is why actually we took all measures and it multiplied.
Sir, you did not take measures. To the contrary,
multiplying daily, day by day. It is going 20%, 30%, 40% actually. It is going on multiplying because of faith on our government. Otherwise, why people will come? It is multiplying. So multiplying day by day, number of pilgrims.
So you are on. You are
faith on this government.
Mr. Minister, do you have no sense of shame?
Absolutely.
Do you have any sense of shame? Do you understand what you are talking about?
One minute. He's actually blaming the people.
And TSR, no inquiry will do anything.
No, go ahead.
No inquiry is going to do anything. I understand.
Day by day,
this. You are so shameless.
But
what will an inquiry do? TSR, nothing will happen unless they take the blame themselves.
Morning to 10 o'clock. But now pilgrims are coming from morning 3 a.m. to 3 a.m. to 11.
Mr. Narayana, we are not looking for arrangements.
Don't know.
Answer this first. Mr. Narayana, Mr. Minister, you have spent 1600 crores. You are in charge minister. Your chief minister spent 2.5 hours there with a film crew. You are not even shameless, not even apologizing. You are in charge minister. 29 people have died, and you are listing up. You are making arrangements now.
Godavari, not only Pushkarams,
should
for the
immediately
development
Mr. Narayana, forget about East West Godavari. Are you responsible? Are you responsible?
Sanitation.
Are you taking the responsibility to be a principal minister?
Arnab, this is shameless.
East and
Are you
West
chief
Godavari
minister?
for all the districts.
Narayana, listen to this first.
For the development.
Mr. Narayana, listen first now.
Development of the all.
Listen first now, Mr. Narayana, don't speak over everyone else.
Arnab, this is shameless.
No, this is absolutely shameless. The question is this.
Absolutely shameless.
No, it is shameless.
You are abusing the faith of the people.
Yeah,
You are abusing the faith of the people by bringing in politics here.
Municipal drainages, R&B drainages.
Yeah.
To develop all these things
It's absolutely absurd.
crores, not only for Pushkarams, not only for this.
Sir, please stop, because we cannot accept this nonsense anymore. People's faith in Pushkar and in religion is being abused by you. He's being wrongly used by you, and you failed, and then you are saying officers failed. I'm sorry, sir, this can't be accepted.
29 people have died because the chief minister first wanted to be the first VVIP. 29 people.
2.5 hours.
29 people.
Doesn't want to accept.
Mr.
He
TSR
still doesn't want to
Subramaniam,
accept that he has
29 people died only and only because the chief minister and half his cabinet landed up there, blocked one ghat. And the entire security arrangement, the entire security arrangement was for the VVIPs. The entire security arrangement was for the VVIPs. The people were ignored, and this has happened repeatedly in the past. If the minister wants to come on national television and say that we did not know that this was going to be happening, he should have known, and he should also have the decency to know that in 2012, when Chandrababu Naidu had visited the Ujjain Mahakali temple, common people there were also made to wait for hours while he and his VVIPs completed their darshan. This happens at temples across the entire country today. This is the worst form of VVIP racism, where a chief minister is allowed to take a dip at an auspicious time while others are made to wait. And we did say it, didn't we, that a day will come in this country when people will die because of VVIP racism. Tonight, I want the minister to admit on national television that 29 people died because of VVIP racism at Rajahmundry. Mr. Minister, do you take responsibility for the death of 29 innocent devotees at Rajahmundry? Do you or do you not take responsibility, Mr. Narayana?
And immediately put his resignation.
Mr. Narayana, do you take responsibility for the death of 29 devotees at Rajahmundry?
Actually, I told you that what happened, how it happened. I told you in detail actually how it happened. I told everything to you.
But he will not take responsibility.
But I told you exactly what happened, Mr. Minister. I also have asked you today that is it true that the 6/26 auspicious time, a time when hundreds of thousands of devotees were wanting to take a holy dip, was reserved for the Chief Minister, with a large part of the security establishment out there looking after the Chief Minister and not after the people?
Arnab, is he
No, let him answer, Mr. Subramaniam. Let me see if he has an answer.
No, still he will not take responsibility, Arnab. He will never take the responsibility. He will keep blaming the administration and he will keep blaming all the other people who are not responsible.
Sir, you are in charge there.
But he will not take the
very sorry this
responsibility.
has happened. At least say it's a great tragedy.
No,
We are very
he should
sorry
say
it
that.
won't happen
He should
again.
admit.
At least
he should
say that.
confess.
There's no shame.
Mr. Subramaniam, he
No
should confess,
sensitivity.
saying that he has not been able
Say,
to
I have
do his
failed.
work in a
I
responsible
see, we
manner.
have failed. Say that you are in charge, sir.
Yes.
You are not watching the
You should say
situation.
that.
You are not a
In public.
spectator. You are in charge. You are minister in charge. Say, I have failed.
To the
I will resign. I will go home. Say that.
Yes. He should confess immediately on the television
I explained
that he
everything.
has done
That is why we
something
took
wrong.
all measures.
You
That is
explain,
why
sir.
day by
Not
day
explain.
you
You
should
should say
be
that
some
India.
measures.
You are
Sir, you tell me.
Sir,
Sir, you you tell me, Mr. Minister, you are being very casual in your approach.
Do your work in a responsible manner.
I think there's one thing, Bejon, the 1 minute. One thing which is clear to me,
Because we have faith on the
Mr. Narayana, I'm sorry to say this to you. What
Yes,
is
faith.
clear to me tonight on television
Tell me.
is the fact that you don't care. You really don't care about the fact that 29 people died because of VVIP racism. 29 people died because of preferential treatment given to Chandrababu Naidu at the expense of the waiting crowds. This attitude tells me that you are likely to do this again. Even if tomorrow 50 people or 100 people die, Mr. Narayana, you will not care. You will offer some compensation from
Because they will
taxpayer
get
money,
away.
you
They
will not
get
care
away
and you will
with all
move on.
this criminal activity. They will get away. They will get protected by everybody. You see, they have no shame that they play with the lives of the citizens and then they don't want to take the responsibility and not take the blame. What a ridiculous
So
situation.
inhuman.
And
He's so
these are the people who we
insensitive.
depend on. Do we depend on such irresponsible people? Can the citizens ever be able to have faith in such system?
Bejon
What kind
Misra,
of a system is this? What kind of an administration is this? And they come on the television,
Mr.
they're
Minister
giving all
Narayana.
excuses.
Okay, we have one
Don't give excuses.
No, this minister does not have one to answer tonight. I'm giving one opportunity to Mr. Ramaiah, who's one of the general secretaries of the TDP. Mr. Ramaiah, please. Mr. Narayana, we're wasting our time trying to speak to you. Mr. Varla Ramaiah, can you hear me?
20%
Mr. Varla Ramaiah, can you hear me?
Mr. Arnab, good evening and good evening to everybody around you there.
Good evening, Mr. Ramaiah. It is quite clear to me that because of the presence of Chandrababu Naidu, it created a situation in which 29 people have died. The least that you can do is apologize and say that you will not do it again. But even that is not forthcoming because you think it will amount to a political defeat. Why don't you just admit it? That what your chief minister did was absolutely wrong and unforgivable, Mr. Ramaiah.
I totally disagree with you, Mr. Arnab, and the elders around you. Totally. You are massively attacking our Honorable Minister, Mr. Narayana. You are all massively attacking him. Here, as a Chief Minister who has been working for the better conducting of Pushkaram since 6 months.
Is this the better conduct? Why was he?
Wanted to take a holy dip.
Why did he? Okay. So Mr. Ramaiah, my question to you is this. Tell me, why did the Chief Minister have to take the first dip on the inaugural day, leading to such unmanageable crowds in that location? Why did he have to do that?
No, as a Chief Minister, as head of the state, he wanted to take a whole.
No, the money that is spent for the conduct of this particular religious event is not for the Chief Minister's pleasure. It is for the devotees.
No, my dear Goswami, just hear me.
It's not a privilege.
As a chief minister, who has been supervising the entire arrangement there, he wanted to take a holy dip in the first day itself. What is the wrong in it?
Absolutely, it's wrong. Why did the Chief Minister decide to take a dip
At the cost of 29 people dying.
Instead of VIP,
What is the wrong?
ghat, why did you
Well, I'm really surprised, Mr. Ramaiah. I'm really surprised. You tell me, how many security personnel were diverted for your... Answer my question, Mr. Ramaiah. Mr. Ramaiah, answer my question. Why did it have to be 6:26 a.m. and not any other time? As per my sources, several thousand people were seeking to take a dip at that auspicious time. They were all made to wait while the Chief Minister was taking a dip.
Mr. Arnab, hear me one thing. When Nagarjuna Sagar Dam was constructed, that was handed out to the nation by Madam Indira Gandhi when she was the Prime Minister of India.
Answer.
How
could the Chief Minister?
Pushkar has come every 12 years.
Okay, Madhu Goud Yaskhi is asking a counter question. Mr. Ramaiah,
my straight question to you. Mr. Ramaiah, listen to this.
That was an unfortunate incident.
Mr. Ramaiah, listen to this.
It's unfortunate Mr. Ramaiah is politicizing this. There's no connection between Nagarjuna Sagar and Indira Gandhi.
They were propagated electing last year.
Mr. Ramaiah, listen to this 1 minute. Mr. Ramaiah, listen to this 1 minute. You spent 1,600 crores. You have a Saraswati Ghat for VVIP. Why did you go to Pushkar Ghat? Why did you take the film crew with you? Why did Director Boyapati Srini with you to show the film there? Listen to this. Apologize to the people that 29 innocent people have died.
What is that?
Ramaiah, listen to this first.
Yes.
29 people have died. You're not even apologizing. You spent 1,600 crores public money. You didn't go to the VIP Ghat, Saraswati Ghat. You spent at Pushkar Ghat. You took film crew. You spent 2.5 hours there. Chandrababu Naidu spent 2.5 hours. Being a Z category, nobody allowed there.
Do you want to say that the Chief Minister has no right to take a dip?
And you don't have shame to, you don't have human feeling?
Do you want to say that the Honorable Chief Minister has no right to take a holy dip in Godavari?
Why did you spend 2.5 hours? Why did you spend 2.5 hours?
The simple... I am asking, look at the arrogance. Look at your arrogance tonight, Mr. Ramaiah. 1 minute. Look at your arrogance tonight, Mr. Ramaiah. Look at your arrogance. Look, Mr. Ramaiah, 1 minute. I heard you so far, now you listen to me. I heard you so far, now you listen to me, Mr. Ramaiah. Mr. Varna Ramaiah, I listened to you so far, now you listen to me, Mr. Ramaiah. You listen to me now. I heard you so far. I also want to tell you something. You're asking me, does the Chief Minister have no right to take a dip? You want to know the answer? The Chief Minister has no greater right to take a dip than the person who is held up outside because the Chief Minister has taken a dip. Point number one. Point number two. When a person becomes a Chief Minister, he goes there with 127 of his friends, cabinet ministers and politicians, and 29 people die in the process. You want to know the honest truth, Mr. Ramaiah? The honest truth is that 29 people have died so that the Chief Minister and 127 of his friends and cabinet ministers could take the dip. So what is more important, 29 innocent lives of devotees, or the VVIP racism of the Chief Minister, his minister and his friends who want to take that holy dip because they believe they have a divine right to do so, which they don't, Mr. Ramaiah. You answer my question now, Mr. Ramaiah. I heard you so far. And by the way, neither in a house of God nor in a religious place is a Chief Minister greater than any other citizen.
Arnab, 1 minute.
This is so shocking tonight. If people are watching tonight, I am so shocked at your attitude, Mr. Ramaiah.
Arnab,
I am so shocked at your attitude, Mr. Ramaiah.
No, why?
I am shocked at the arrogance you are displaying tonight, Mr. Ramaiah.
Because arrogance.
I'm so disappointed tonight at the tone which you are using on the news, Mr. Ramaiah.
Crowd, my dear Arnab.
Mr. Ramaiah, first of all, Mr. Ramaiah, if there was a crowd, if there was a large crowd, are you telling me? If there was a large crowd, are you telling me that the people? Are you telling me that the people? Listen to me, Mr. Ramaiah. Are you telling me that the people who went there because there were a lot of people, a few of them deserve to die? And if there was a large crowd, the Chief Minister should have not turned the ghat into a VVIP ghat. If there was a large crowd, the Chief Minister should have said, I will not precipitate a crisis. I will not cause a stampede. I will not let a single person get injured, leave around 29 people died. I will step aside and I will take my film crew and my family and friends away and do the holy dip later.
My Chief Minister.
And he should return. He should have returned.
And show me, Mr. Ramaiah, Mr. Ramaiah, one minute, Mr. Ramaiah, people across India are now beginning to call on the news. 1 minute, Mr. Ramaiah, Mr. Ramaiah, Mr. Ramaiah.
How can you prevent my Chief Minister to take a first step in the...
Your Chief Minister, show me. What simple answer to you, Mr. Ramaiah. Show me. 1 second, Bejon Misra. I have just one question to Mr. Ramaiah, then you can take over. My only question to you. Mr. Ramaiah, please.
Please ask me.
Mr. Ramaiah, listen to me. You show me.
Yes.
Show me one rule, one government rule, one part of our constitution where it is written that in religious places the Chief Minister has the first right. 29 people have died, and by the way, Mr. Ramaiah, 29 people have died, 7 to 10 people are still fighting for their lives.
No, Mr. Arnab, is there any such rule not to allow the political...
I'm appalled. I'm just appalled. I'm appalled at this conduct. I'm appalled at this behavior.
There is a rule.
No, is there any...
You show me the rule. You show me the rule where it exists.
Yes, there is a rule. There is a rule. There is a rule.
Show me the rule.
In the temples, there cannot be any discrimination. There is a rule.
Okay, Shailesh Gandhi's response. Shailesh Gandhi and TSR Subramaniam. Mr. Ramaiah, your attitude reflects a lot to me.
Mr. Ramaiah, please listen. Mr. Ramaiah and Mr. Minister, just listen now. Mr. Ramaiah, please listen.
When there are so many cards available, all the people they are gathered here only.
Okay, so what's Mr. Ramaiah, 1 second. Here is ridiculous statement number 2. Right on top of Newshour tonight, one TDP leader comes and says the bureaucrats are to blame. Then now we have a TDP leader when 29 people have died, 29 devotees have died. One TDP leader comes and says the devotees are to blame. In other words, he is saying those who have died are themselves to blame for being part of a large crowd. He will not ask himself a fundamental question: what led to the stampede? Who are the people being blocked for? Who was blocking off a ghat? Why were the VVIPs taking it over? And you're speaking of fundamental rights. I'm asking you, what is the fundamental right of the son of the Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh to also say, I will take a ghat because my father is the Chief Minister and everybody else can follow? 127 friends and family members of the Chief Minister were at the ghat. True or false? No, you tell me. I'm hearing you. What is the right of the Chief Minister what is the right of the Chief Minister's son? You tell me. Who is the Chief Minister's son? No, what is his right? What is the right of the Chief Minister's son? What is... Family members are also entitled. Fantastic. Watch this tonight. Family members of the Chief Minister are also entitled for special privileges. So tonight... Okay, TSR Subramaniam, I think our viewers have heard it all tonight. Let people die so that politicians can...
I believe that a new constitution for India is being written today. I believe so. Number one, on fundamental right, I think any self-respecting Chief Minister will say, in a purely religious function, that everybody will have a bath. At the end, I will have a bath, and not in the beginning, after everybody is done. But I think 3 important things. This is high arrogance. This is a time for humility. This is a time for sadness. This is a time for apology. And then say, we will take care, number 1. Number 2, I think for the future, we need an inquiry from outside. We won't get any justice from inquiry from within Andhra. It has to come from outside. Number 2. Number 3, there must be a new national rule, national directive. In all these Nahans religious places, if any VIP goes there, tragedy takes place, ipso facto he is responsible. He should not be allowed there, and I think this should be...
Why wait for a tragedy?
That should be the outcome of this particular meeting today.
No, you should just not allow them. But I feel no tinge of regret. I feel no tone of sorrow. I feel no sense of apology. In fact, I only see arrogance and a lot of arrogance in your tone tonight. And Mr. Ramaiah, I'd like to remind you, not just have 29 people died, but 8 or 9 people are still fighting for their lives because of what has happened. I place on record.
No, Mr. Goswami.
Mr. Ramaiah, I am just appalled at what you've said.
It's a shame.
This was an unfortunate incident.
It's an
Despite all arrangements made for the free and fair dip.
Unfortunate is the man-made incident.
What's it? Madhu Goud Yaskhi and Mr. Vishweshar Reddy, please. Madhu Goud Yaskhi, yes, please.
Man. This is a man-made incident. This is Chandrababu-made incident. He is the sole responsible. He held so many review meetings. They spent hundreds of crores. Instead of having human feelings, this is a democracy. In a democracy, we are servants of the people. Even a chief minister, we have no right to behave like a Maharajas.
And
You have a VIP guard. Instead of going there, you went to the public guard. You advertise. You spend hundreds of crores asking people to come over there. You ask people to take a dip on that particular time. And you're standing there, and you're taking a crew there, and you're taking a film crew there, and you want to publicize. You want to take a responsibility for conducting such a
very
but you're not taking responsibility for innocent 29 people have died. And it is Chandrababu Naidu
Okay, one
responsible for this.
It's so unfortunate, but what's even more unfortunate is the reaction of the leaders. Instead of being apologetic, they are actually defending themselves. I simply say my deepest condolences to the family, but deeper condolences to the sense and sensibility of the politicians, and my deepest condolences to the conscience of some of the politicians.
well, it is truly shocking today. Mr. Ramaiah, so what you're saying is that Chandrababu Naidu will do this again?
Already, deepest condolences were expressed.
So you're saying he'll do this again?
Vishweshar was already handed over.
He will do it again and again.
He cried.
He will kill people all the time.
Mr. Ramaiah, 1 second. Mr. Ramaiah, from me to you, a bit of unsolicited advice, if you may. Remember, what goes up must come down. Mr. Ramaiah, what goes up must come down, including arrogance, including political arrogance. And Mr. Ramaiah, listen to me. Mr. Ramaiah, listen to me. Today, you are a VVIP in your own mind, so you're talking like this. Tomorrow, you may lose the VVIP status, and so may Chandrababu Naidu. Remember, tomorrow there'll be another VVIP out there blocking another ghat.
They will.
And you may have to stand with the crowds.
They will.
And then you will realize how afraid you will be of a possible stampede crushing anyone around you, Mr. Ramaiah. You need to feel that fear to realize what it feels not to be a VVIP in this country. Please be real, Mr. Ramaiah. Please be real. You are used to walking on VVIP lanes. Come out of the VVIP lanes and experience what life is when you don't have VVIP status. I think the VVIP status should be taken away from all people like you. And tell that Mr. Chandrababu Naidu that the least he should do is apologize for what happened. I'll follow up this story. There are many lessons in this. Shailesh Gandhi, last word.
Mr. Ramaiah and Mr. Minister, just hear what I'm saying.
We have to stop this.
Please understand, someday when you go up, you'll have to pay for this. Tell your chief minister, you will not get God's blessings by going to such things. When he goes up, let him ask himself, how will I pay for these sins? If you believe that going there first, taking a dip, is going to give you some holiness, nothing like this. What has been done will give you all the sins in the world. Nothing that you do will be able to wash this away.
And for all the other politicians out there who have often mocked and questioned and been upset at our campaign on VVIP racism, tonight the truth comes home and it really hurts. 29 people have died. We're praying for the many others who are still fighting for their lives. We haven't even got an apology from those who appear to be responsible. I thank you all for joining me on debate number 1 on the Newshour tonight.